expose them.
Your arms, forearms, hands, fingers and fingertips, all are beginning to relax now.
My health at that time was really deteriorating. I had these fibroid tumors in my uterus.
Way back in time, to time and place where you lived before, another life, where original problems began, problems that you continue to have in your current life.
I didn't know why. I was so afraid, to have kids and to be around kids.
I'm going to count from 7 to 1 as we are in the tunnel, and then we'll go back in time. 7. Back in time.
Well, I'll never forget it. The day that I went under, I went under very deeply.
5. Back. Way back in time.
It's almost as if you're in an elevator and you're just descending deep down into this elevator.
So much light. 1, you're there. You're allowing impressions to fully flow in from all senses. What's the first flash that you can describe to me? What do you see with your mind's eye? First impression.
The first image that I saw were rolling hills with clover on them. But I remember how green those hills were. Then he began to ask me questions about where I was. And I was this woman named Sally. I felt it was me initially when I saw it. It was like watching a movie, but I felt it was me because I felt so emotionally attached to this little girl.
When we're talking about past life regression, we're talking about being able to peer, so to speak, through this procedure into another life that we lived before, finding solutions for problems in the current life.
Used for therapeutic purposes, past life regression is a unique way to find out how a very distressing problem in this life could be explained and possibly be resolved.
She seemed like a little happy girl at first. I'd see her skipping around in the fields, and as we progressed through the past life,
Dr. Finkelstein moved Sally forward in that life.
He asked me where I was, and I said, well, I'm opening a door now. And I opened this huge wooden door, and I walked in, and he said, well, who do you see there? And I said, a man. And he said, can you describe the man? I said, no, I just don't like this man. I hate this man. And he said, well, what are you doing now? I said, well, I'm going into my bedroom. And he was in my bedroom. And I said, the man is in my bedroom, but I don't want him to be in my bedroom, because who's the man? I said, he's my father.
She was reluctant to reveal what happened next, emotionally overwhelmed by the memory. Dr. Finkelstein had to end this session.
The second time we went under, we went a little further, and that's when I discovered that this is what this man was doing to me. He's hurting me, and I want him to get out of my room. He's hurting me. And he said, well, how is he hurting you? I said, he had raped me.
With the memory finally brought to the surface, the next step was to reprogram the subconscious in order for the healing progress to begin.
I remember detail. I remembered everything. And I also remembered how upset I was afterwards, and we had to go through a series of deprogramming sessions afterwards just so that I was able to even do it again.
The positive results people claim to get from this kind of therapy casts a new light on how many secrets are immersed in the subconscious. But is it really possible to carry over problems from previous lives?
Only for my past life as Sally spilled over in regards to the abuse that I had suffered back then. It brought to my consciousness as opposed to my subconscious what was going on. It addressed the issue of abuse and why I had chosen an abusive parent, why I had abusive people in my life. It addressed the issues of children and being afraid to have children because I was afraid that I would abuse them. But I was lucky enough to be able to settle that and to change that because I was almost a slave to my past. In fact, I was a slave to my past.
It's sort of opening a large perspective for people to see themselves better, to understand themselves not only within the framework of this life, which is also important, but within the framework of maybe many other lives before that would explain this life better.
It helped me to be a more happy person and to attract supportive and loving people into my life as opposed to destructive and abusive people in my life.
She told me that she was born in Cornwall, New York in 1799. Her grandfather was a miller. His name was Samuel Arthur.
Dr. Finkelstein hired a genealogist to research public records of that time. The census of the population in 1810, Cornwall, New York, did indeed reveal the name Samuel Arthur, patriarch of the family. What do we experience when we regress into a previous life? Some people are apprehensive, claiming that this memory could be a flight of the imagination. Then how do we explain when people who undergo past life regression begin to recall events they couldn't possibly have known, even speaking languages they had no knowledge of? Something extraordinary happened when Dr. Finkelstein regressed an 8-year-old Jewish girl.
Talking about other names, Spanish names that she had no way to know in her current Jewish life. The name flange, which is the name of a dessert that they're eating and she never ate in this life, or the name bokchi, which is the name of a game that was brought to South America from Italy in the last century.
But if that case wasn't enough proof, another patient settled the controversy.
I had a patient, a 22-year-old woman that came to me with severe depression, and she attempted to kill herself, either by taking an overdose of pills or slashing her wrists.
Dr. Finkelstein asked her to be a volunteer in his research project of past life regression.
The patient told me that her name is Lisa Arthur. Her name was different in this life. She told me that she was born in Cornwall, New York in 1799. She described to me the members of the family, by gender, by age. Her grandfather was a miller, and his name was Samuel Arthur.
She also described the boarding school for girls where her father would take her.
You should stay there for 6 months and would feel very abandoned and rejected and unloved.
Returning from school to her home in Cornwall one day, Liza Arthur jumped from the window attic, killing herself. Dr. Finkelstein hired a genealogist to research public records of that time. The census of the population in 1810, Cornwall, New York, did indeed reveal the name Samuel Arthur, patriarch of the family.
So the rest of the people she described in the family, by gender and age, including herself, appeared there. And they fit like a glove.
But could this kind of therapy work for anybody?
Most people, in my experience, I would say 90% of them can be hypnotized and can go into a past life. And in most cases, they are benefited.
And some people are simply curious. Haven't we all taken a moment to imagine that perhaps sometime in history we had made a difference to the world?
Well, they're usually not kings and queens. They're usually regular people. We're all here in this life to learn something. When people come here is for a purpose.
And if finding that purpose involves going back in time, who can argue the fact that perhaps time does heal old wounds?
The first 2 weeks were the toughest. Now it's been a good year. I never think of it. I do think of how healthy I am now. And I am able to have children if I so desire. It's changed my life, but it's changed my life for the better.
You're watching Mysteries, Magic, and Miracles on the Sci Fi Channel.
Locked in the chambers of our mind may be the eternal torch of knowledge we call mystery. This is Patrick McNee. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, for Mysteries, Magic, and Miracles.